Welcome to another keyboard lesson. Today we're going to talk about the basics of the keyboard, like the things that you need in order to start to learn how to play the keyboard. Well, this is my basic stuff, like the things that you need to know, basically. Yeah. So what you need to know is where the notes are. Basically, that's what oh my god, I say basically like 4 times. All right. You need to know where all the notes are, right? And in order to know that, first of all, you can notice from this keyboard that there are two colors on it, the white notes and the black notes. Or in terms of, colorblind people, they may not see black notes, they may see maybe a different color, I don't know, green or something, I'm not sure. But no matter what, you see two different colors. And that's what's going to help us to tell us, where each note is supposed to be. Now I'm going to use the letter system, as in give the notes letter names basically. Not a basically, oh my god. Anyway, I'm going to there are three ways to label the notes. Either you go with do re mi fa sol la ti do, or you go with 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 a, or you go with the the letter method, which is what I'm going to use. C D E F G A B. So basically A B C D E F G. There's no H and the rest. There's no that. It's only A to G. So now, in order to determine where these letter notes are, you need to know that on the keyboard there's a pattern in terms of the black notes. There's a there's a 2-3 ratio thing going on. 2-3, 2-3. All right, you notice that there are two black notes, crunched together, and after that there are like three black notes crunched together, and then after that a two and a three, which shows you a pattern that the keyboard has. Right. So in order to determine the all right, and then what you need to know is that in front of the two black notes or behind it, this note is what we refer to as the C note. This is a C note. All right. This the note that comes right before the two black notes is the C note, and the note that comes right before the three black notes is the F note. All right. So two notes right before is the C, three notes right before is the F. All right. So with that, it tells you how to go about it. So in this case, since you know that this is C, you go by like C, D, E, F. You see where F is supposed to be. So C, D, E, F, G, and since there's no H, you start again from A. So then it becomes A, B, C, which the C comes right before two black notes. You see, very simple for us to understand. Another method that you can use to understand it even better is that in terms of letters, we all know that if this is C, what comes after C in terms of letters is a D, right? So if this is C, that means this note is a D note, right? And what comes before a C note is a B. So if this is C, what comes before it is a B, and what comes after that C is a D. So right there, for my C note, I know three more notes. I mean, two more notes in addition to my C note. So C, what comes right after C is D. All right. And C, what comes before C is a B. So right there, I know these three notes by heart. Not necessarily by heart, but it makes it easier for me to know where the notes are if I'm to be being asked, or like I have to, I need it or something like that. Anyway, the same thing is also applied to the F. I'm using the basic C and F because with that, it will become easier for you to expand. So let's get back on track. So with the F, you know that what comes after F in terms of letters is a G, right? So F and G. And you know what comes before an F is an E, which is E and F. So E, F, G, right? So with that, right now, just basically what we've done, another basically. All right, what we've done is now because of our C, we know our B and our D. And because of our F, we know our E and G. So right now we know all these notes, right? So it's only this one that we've not actually talked about, our A. But we know this is B, right? We know B comes before our C. Yes, it comes before it. So if, for example, let me not tackle with the A right now. Let me just, so we actually, with this, it could also tell you, let's say someone asks you, what is the A note on the keyboard? All right. To make, if you're a beginner and don't understand much, you'll be like, okay, first of all, let me search for either my F or C. So when I'm going to use F, for example. So I'm going to search for my F. And this is my F. And since in terms of letter, we know that F, A comes before, where A comes after G, it means you have to find out where my G is and use it to find where my A is. It's a little bit confusing. Maybe it's a little bit confusing for you, but if you should stick with the before and after things in terms of letters, it will help you grab where the notes are very, very easily. All right. So right now, let's say I don't know, and somebody asks me, dude, what is the B note? And I'll be like, all right, B note. Since B comes before C, let me search for what my C note is, and it's going to help me find where my B note is. So this is C, and B comes before C, then it means this is my B note. The same can be applied if they say I should find it up here. Since this is my C, which comes before the two black notes, it means this is my C. Don't forget that. Before the two black notes is your C, before the three black notes is your F. Before three black notes is your F. It applies anywhere on the keyboard, so don't forget that. Don't think that just because I'm using this part means it only applies here. It applies at any part. It's a loop, it's a constant loop. So with that, you can use it to tell where all the notes are. So since this is my C, then and since B comes before C, it means this is my B. You get that? So basically, you can use these as your, as some people say, checkpoints to determine where your other notes are. And with time, you get good to the point that if somebody asks you where your G is, you don't need to find where F is to find your G. You just go straight to your G, which is here, your E, which is here, right? But with this basis thing, it can help you determine, for you to determine where the notes are very easily. So since now we've covered the white notes, I'll be tackling the black notes sooner. So all right.